Art appears in different mediums depending on the artist's preference, or even the purpose of the artwork. Most people and artists go by the saying, art for art's sake. Although this may hold truth for them, some artworks exist for a reason. This may be to convey a message, glorify something or someone, or even commemorate an important event in history. In this documentary, we will take a deeper look at sculptures. Here, we'll take a trip to discover different sculptures around Manila to unravel the rich history behind such works and marvel at the beauty of these amazing figures.
The monument of Alary IV, or King Charles IV of Spain, was erected in the year 1824. He was the King of Spain from December 14, 1788 until March 19, 1808. On April 15, 1805, the vaccine against smallpox, one of the deadliest and most disfiguring diseases ever known to man, arrived in the Philippines. Historical findings indicate that smallpox was not originally endemic to the Philippines, specifically during the early part of the Spanish colonial rule. It would seem that no region was spared, even the Visayas and Mindanao region. Due to its record of death and annihilation, no wonder that smallpox was acknowledged during the 19th century Philippine society along with malaria. The high birth rate of the native population moreover added to the frequency of outbreaks, since this facilitated a quicker placement of persons vulnerable to the disease. In September 1803, Spanish King Charles IV ordered an expedition in which it would send the smallpox vaccine to the Spain's Asian colony, the Philippines. Dr. Balmis, who had initiated the public vaccination programs in Spanish colonies, headed the Philippine expedition. As token of gratitude upon the Filipino people's clamor, the erection of the monument in honor of King Charles IV was initiated in 1824 and finally accomplished during the term of Governor Emilio Terrero y Perinal. The statue was placed in Plaza Roma, fronting the Manila Cathedral.
Michelangelo Buonarroti's La Pieta is one of the world's most recognized works of art. A sculpture that beautifully portrays the scene of faith and sorrow, that of the battered body of Jesus Christ, cradled in the loving arms of the Virgin Mary. It is a poignant reminder of the great sacrifice both the Mother and the Son so willingly endured for the salvation of man. The original work of art, made from Carrara marble, is reverently enshrined at St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. A mold was later produced from the original and was kept at the Museum of Casa Buonarroti in Florence, Italy. This mold was used to create the replica now located at Loyola Memorial Park in Marikina, Philippines. This too was made of the same material, from the same quarry as the original. Today, the Manila Cathedral Basilica, whose trust is to preserve the historical, cultural, and spiritual heritage of Filipino Catholics, holds the distinction of having acquired an exact copy of this legendary work of art. This La Pieta at the Manila Cathedral reflects the Filipino Catholics' strong affinity to Jesus and Mary's sacrificial love of mankind. His Eminence, Guadencio Cardinal Rosales, Archbishop of Manila, officially unveiled and blessed this La Pieta on 27 September 29, in celebration of the feast day of Saint Vincent de Paul, the patron saint of charitable societies.
The Memorare Manila 1945 monument commemorates the lives lost during the battle for the liberation of Manila, waged by Filipino and American forces against Imperial Japanese troops from February 3, 1945 to March 3, 1945. Sculpted by Peter de Guzman, the monument's main feature is the figure of a hooded woman slumped on the ground in great despair for the lifeless child she cradles in her arms. 6 suffering figures surround her, a glimpse of a great despair brought by the gruesome massacres that were perpetrated all over the city, inflicted by Japanese soldiers on civilians during the liberation of the city. The monument was unveiled on February 18, 1995. It stands at the center of Intramuros, in Plaza de Santa Isabel at the corner of General Luna and Anda Streets. It was constructed mainly through the efforts of the Memorare Manila 1945 Foundation Incorporated, a private, non-profit organization founded by the civilian survivors of the Battle of Manila and their descendants. On one side of the Rizal Monument is a marble plaque marking the exact spot where the hero met his death. The monument consists of a bronze statue of Rizal, standing and dressed in an overcoat and holding a book in his hand. Behind the statue of Rizal is a marble obelisk. It rises to a height of 12.7 meters. The obelisk is topped with a pyramid and decorated with 3 stars. On one side of Rizal's statue is a statue of a mother and her child. On the other side is a statue of 2 boys reading. These statues are said to represent respectively family and education. Rizal's statue is set upon a pedestal in which the hero's remains are interred. On the front of the pedestal is a plaque that reads, "To the memory of Jose Rizal, patriot and martyr, executed of Bagumbayan Field, December 30th, 1896. This monument by the people of the Philippine Islands."
The Statue of the Sentinel of Freedom, or the Monument of Lapu-Lapu, is located at Rizal Park, at the center of Agrifina Circle. The brainchild of former Tourism Secretary Richard Gordon, the project is known as the Statue of the Sentinel of Freedom. This statue is a gift from the Korea Freedom League to the Filipino people. The concept of the monument is to give recognition to the first Asian who fought against foreign invasions. The location of the monument, or the Statue of Lapu-Lapu, is very significant, from the shores of Laguna de Bay, following the pathway to Luneta. Some will find the statue some distance behind the monument of Dr. Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Lapu-Lapu was the first Asian to lead a successful uprising against foreign invasion, while Rizal was the first Asian to spur the idea of anti-colonialism. This was stated by Gordon.
The 30-foot statue of the Sentinel of Freedom monument stands on a 10-foot pedestal and depicts Lapu-Lapu not in battle. Instead, the statue shows that the hero is standing guard, holding his kampilan, which is concealed in its scabbard and firmly planted on the ground. Also, Gordon stated that this monument would like to impart the message that the Filipino is a man of peace, yet is ready to protect his territory and people if threatened. KKK Monument. The most dramatic depiction of Andres Bonifacio is the Andres Bonifacio Shrine that is located near the Manila City Hall. The shrine has one big statue of Andres Bonifacio carrying a ball. The shrine shows the life story of the Philippine hero from his childhood to his death at the hands of Emilio Aguinaldo's minions. The Andres Bonifacio Shrine was unveiled during the Centennial Independence celebration in 1998. The life of this Filipino patriot is a tragedy. He started Katipunan with the goal of liberating Filipinos from the rule of Spanish colonial government. Revolution sparked in Manila and then the whole Philippines. The sad fact is that Andres Bonifacio did not won any battle against the Spaniards. He was deposed by the Ilustrados and executed in Cavite. The death of Bonifacio shows us how divided the Philippine Republic is since the very beginning. Andres Bonifacio is remembered through his monuments that glorify him. Monuments, however, are not enough to commemorate the man and his tragedy, which is also the tragedy of the Filipino